But with this Captain America, it's like Marvel haven't really like set him up well for him to be a character that is unreplaceable. I haven't seen his series, right? I think I watched like the first 15, 20 minutes of it and I just wasn't feeling it. So I think his character is missing that whole the importance.
I think the series was a big misstep. And I think this movie coming out so far away from Endgame as well is another misstep, because anyone that kind of watched the series can see it wasn't like the best series, and it wasn't something the best way to handle something his character. And when you're giving someone the mantle of Captain America and he's part of the big three, you don't then handle the replacement in a TV series. I feel like that needs a really good movie to like really flesh out why this person is picking up the mantle and why this person is like worthy of having the mantle. So Sam Wilson, he's almost seen like as the perfect like sidekick. I'm not one to like write it off before seeing it. I actually do really hope that it turns out really well. But yeah, I just feel like in that period where they were sort of kind of rediscovering themselves after Endgame, they just a few missteps, and that was one of them.
Yeah, my concern about Sam Wilson is just what's his story.
Yeah,
I don't even care about that much about the mantle. I think that's got to be part of the story, but that is not really the main issue. The main issue is Steve Rogers had a story, and that story unfolded throughout every appearance he had. If you just watch all appearances of Steve Rogers, you get a complete story that ends with Endgame. And with Sam Wilson, he's been in a bunch of movies, right? And I think he's been good as Falcon. My question is just, what is Sam Wilson's story? Mm-hmm. And how is that story continued or escalated by becoming Captain America? It looks a little bit like, well, it's either him or Bucky, and can't be Bucky, so it's him. And it's the job of the new movie to convince us otherwise, to bring this all the way back to First Avengers. From minute one, we know what Steve Rogers' deal is. We know very clearly what he wants and how he views the world and why he makes the decisions he makes. And there's a very clear pattern of what he does, and why he cares about what he cares about. And I can't say the same thing about Sam Wilson. Much like the first Avenger had to sell us on Captain America can be not lame, similarly, the next movie has to sell us on Sam Wilson as an interesting story. And if they neglect that, then I think the thing is dead on arrival. And I think this movie shows that you cannot simply have a power set. You cannot simply have a costume. You have to have an actual story at the core of what makes that character tick. And the reason Steve Rogers is such a big success, maybe number 2 success after Iron Man, as far as the MCU is concerned, like you cannot walk away from the first 20 minutes or so of this movie and not know who Steve Rogers is. That really goes towards why this movie is as good as it is.
I agree. And I'm just confused why they didn't follow the same formula with obviously the new Captain America that's coming out. I would have actually liked how he came to be to help me become more emotionally invested in his character, because like I said, he's still kind of like you said, he was picked by default.
But it's like his 5th appearance or something like that. This is not like this is a new character. I think Sam Wilson has always been written as a supporting character, and that's fine. I think he's a good one. It's just, why have we seen him a bunch of times already over the course of 10 years and don't know what his deal is really, in the sense of where he's going and what he's about?